epicenter with me, Maria Shakil. The storm continues over the Balasore train disaster, which shook the nation last Friday, claiming close to 300 lives and over 1,000 injuries. Restoration operations continue on a war footing. The Coromandel Express will now resume from tomorrow. It will start at 3:20 p.m. from Howrah. However, the authorities continue to face challenges over the identification of unclaimed bodies. West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee is in Odisha and met the train crash survivors. After claiming dal mein kuch kala hai, Mamata Banerjee today said the truth must come out. Meanwhile, the TMC and other opposition parties are still demanding Railways Minister Ashwini Vaishnav's resignation. However, JDS chief and former Prime Minister H.D. Devegowda has come out in support of Ashwini Vaishnav, saying everyone should wait for the investigation report, adding that calling for a resignation now is unwise. Meanwhile, the CBI has filed an FIR in the wake of the disaster. The agency has dispatched a team at the accident site. Sources say that while the Railways has identified the base cause of the train crash, the CBI probe aims to determine who did it, with what mindset, and if it was intentional or a mistake. The Commission of Railway Safety is conducting a probe, and for which over 50 staff members, including technical staff, are now under the scanner. With a multifaceted investigation underway, 3 theories are emerging over what may have gone wrong last Friday. Let me give you an overview of these theories. First one, there could have been hasty checks at the crossings. What we are learning is that repair work was done at a level crossing barrier. The staff was fixing a malfunctioned boom barrier. There is a suspicion of a shortcut job on the location box. The alleged hurried job may have disturbed the interlocking system. Theory 2 is that there is a possibility of a sabotage. The fail-safe system may have been deliberately tinkered with. There may have been interference with the electronic system as well. Teams are looking at coincidences at the time of the accident, and the security of the relay room is also under the scanner. Now coming to theory 3. System flaw, as a similar accident was averted in February. So something which has been submitted also in the form of a report, that there could have been a system flaw. Serious flaws in the signal system were highlighted in February itself. Experts had asked for corrective actions. Question is, why weren't these actions taken? The list of people who had access to the signal system is now under the scanner. So the big question that emerges, was sabotage the root cause of this crash? That is our top focus this hour.
बहुत तेजी से नॉर्मलाइजेशन हो रहा है, ऑपरेशन नॉर्मलाइज हो रहा है। रेलवे के कर्मचारी कोशिश कर रहे हैं परिवारजनों के साथ संपर्क करने की।
आपने पहले भी बोला था कि তৃণমূলের কনস্পিরেসিটাকে আইডেন্টিফাই ওরা কালকে রাত্রি থেকে প্যানিক কেন তো সিবিআই নিয়ে অডিট কেন তো প্লেস অফ অকারেন্স অন্য স্টেটে
There is, let the inquiry be completed, and the minister is doing his best, and the question of demanding the resignation of the minister at this stage is not wise.
CBI has to do, if you see the GRP FIR, in that FIR it's clearly written that it's negligence, that there might be some change in that relay room software logic code. Now, was it happening manually without following the rule book? Was the station master aware of that?
Joining me now, Neeti Jain, spokesperson of the BJP. We have Sujata Paul representing the Congress, JP Majumdar, spokesperson of the TMC, and Shashi Bhushan Roy, who is the former IRTS officer. Mr. Roy, which of these three theories, according to you, is the most plausible one?
See, Maria, sabotage is something which is yet in the realm of imagination. One doesn't know. Sabotage has to have a very strong proof. And maybe CBI in their investigation are able to find some proof of that, and then we may reach that conclusion. But as of now, I won't think. I mean, I have been in the railways for a long time, retired also quite some time back.
Yes.
Sabotage as a cause has almost never been there, almost. So this time, because the accident is so big, in my memory, the first time CBI inquiry
Yes,
into a railway
CBI
accident
inquiry, yes, for the first
is
time.
happening.
But sabotage has often happened in the past, Mr. Roy, when fish plates were removed by the Naxals. That was, of course, in the 1990s.
Yeah. That sabotage was a situation which prevailed in the nation at that time.
Yes.
In general, and yes, people did commit mischief by taking off the fish plates. But in this situation, I'm not saying that I rule out sabotage, but in the normal course, things can sometimes go a little this way or that in the normal course. And then somebody trying to fix it quickly can lead to some kind of situation. Because what I clearly can see is a driver is approaching a station with a train running at around 125 kilometers an hour, or even maybe 25, doesn't matter. The driver sees that his signal is green, and the signal green indicates that he will go on the straight line. Therefore, he maintains his speed and keeps going. When he reaches the point, something had either happened before or happened at that moment, because the driver can't turn the train on his own. The train engine turns because of the point setting. If the point setting is not for the main line, the signal cannot be green when the driver approached it. So the signal was, I mean,
Yes,
I would, as a professional railway man, say
this could be a signaling error.
when the driver approached it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know,
But
we have been very clear, Mr. Roy, that in the past there was a lot of emphasis on human error or a possible, judgment of error by the drivers. That has changed again. Neeti, come in on this. There was a similar accident which was averted in February due to the vigilance of the train driver. Now it has led to a tragedy. Where should accountability rest there?
I have read that letter of February,
Yes.
9th February, written by the South Western Railway Principal COM.
Yes.
What he has brought out there is that there is a relay room, and then there is a panel outside the relay room somewhere where connections all go and meet, and then they go to the panel room. So he feels that he found, or perhaps the outside panel could be opened and things can be done to it. But
so let me ask that question to Neeti. Neeti, where should accountability rest?
Maria, I think at this point, speculating on what happened, who was at fault, is not a very wise choice. I think we need to wait on whatever the committees come out with the report on, and I think that is when we would know what happened and where things went wrong. To speculate right now, I think all the three theories that you have spoken about could find traction in some avenues, but it is a very unfortunate accident that has happened. The government, the minister has been there, the prime minister was there, and I think every step has been taken on all levels wherever the help was required. But to speculate at this point, I honestly cannot sit here and tell you what went wrong.
Yes.
But whatever went wrong is being taken under consideration, and the Prime Minister himself has said whoever is at fault is going to be punished. But let's at least wait for the committees to come out with a report that can be acted upon.
Okay. Sujata Paul and JP Majumdar, both of you, both your party chiefs served as Railways Minister. Can they boast a greater safety record? Sujata Paul, coming to you first.
You know, when you are talking about the safety record, This is a government which is indulging in PR right now, because very important to understand, and Mr. Roy would correct me if I'm wrong, that in spite of all the automated systems that exist, there are ground checks which are done by people. And in this case also, people would have been checking the tracks. It's not like they wouldn't have. Now, the government is trying to peddle all these conspiracy theories. We are not, right? It is a clear case of collision followed by derailment. And why do I say it? Because there was a goods train parked over there. There were two trains which were going to come from opposite directions, which were given the signal, and it is obvious that one of them went and collided with the goods train. Now, why did it collide? Because obviously the track had been changed. But wasn't there anybody checking? And I'm going to come to that in a few seconds. Then after that, the second train, which was coming from the opposite direction, and that was also a fast train, it collided, and we saw what happened. Now, why is this happening? The reason is that there is no accountability being fixed other than the fact that the Prime Minister was there. Hang on, let me finish.
Accountability. The question is that a similar accident was averted in February, and that was done because the train driver was very vigilant. Now it has led to a tragedy of this scale. Was accountability fixed then? And where should accountability rest now?
Again, like Ms. Paul, I think you are the one who is indulging in all of these conspiracy theories, ma'am. As a citizen of this country or any normal person, I think I cannot fix an accountability till I know where the fault lies or what the fault was. The accountability will only be fixed once we know where the fault lies. And I think for that, we need to wait for a report to come out. It is you who has been asking, and if you're talking about numbers, ma'am,
Sujata
I think you
here
need to
is
look
saying,
at 10 years of UPA government. And
Sujata is saying that the government is doing only PR.
PR, if you're saying that the railway minister was there to help, that was PR, or if the Prime Minister went there to look
They're supposed to go there. It is their responsibility.
The scale of accident and the PM was there, if that is PR, please explain to me, what do you think is PR about?
They are supposed to be there. What are you making such a big issue about it? They were supposed to be there. I want you to tell me that the 3.12 lakh vacant positions which are there, do we have these contractual workers who are real Agniveers?
How is that
No, I just want you to tell me. Because this is a systemic problem. This is a policy issue. And accountability. Look, Miss Neeti Jain, accountability has to be fixed because this is a systemic issue. This is a policy issue.
May I
speak No. Let me tell you what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that the rail minister has proved that this is a policy failure, because he has not been able to do anything since February. Forget the rest of it. And that is why he needs to go. If he is incompetent, he doesn't need to be there. You need to get a competent person to ensure that this kind of situation doesn't arise in the future. That's what I'm saying. So stop saying that when the report comes in, only then will you decide whether he has to go or not go. Get a competent person.
Okay, Mr. Majumdar. Mr. Majumdar, the question is also that Mamata Banerjee first said, Dal mein kuch kala hai. Then you opposed a CBI probe calling it smoke screen. There are multiple probes that are underway. Why not wait for the truth to come out?
No, there are several other questions. You are now discussing Maria post-accident scenario, who has gone there, who has shown better in the photo op scenario, who was more smarter looking, who was spending more time, but nothing would justify the death of 300 people and the accident. Let us go to the pre-accident scenario. Pre-accident scenario, we have said about the signal, repairing and other things. My question is, inadequate human resources, is it that the question? That compromising with technical competence, that 3 lakhs, more than 3 lakhs people, the jobs are vacant. It shows that was Indian Railway doing work with inadequate people, inadequate competence, technical competence. That's why if such thing happened about the wrong signaling system and making something wrong there, who were repairing it, these questions come. Pre-accident thing, you go for that. And most importantly, about the resignation, demanding resignation. It's a very valid one. Your Subramanian Swamy, the nominated BJP MP in Rajya Sabha, he asked for the resignation. And another question, why Indian Railway Minister will have another two important departments to look after? Indian Railway is the largest employer in the world, the largest configuration of railway. My friend from railway, he will say that. And when he was working, Mr. Roy, when he was working with railway, didn't he have a full-time railway minister? He should emphasize on that thing, being a ex-railway.
Okay,
expert.
Mr. Roy, this point that is being made by opposition by the Congress, that it is about having a railway minister who has only one portfolio. This is what, it's not about half-time railway minister or not a full-time, because if somebody like Mr. Ashwini Vaishnav is a full-time railways minister, what makes him a half-time railway minister?
Of course, he has got another two departments to look after. And the day of accident, he was having meeting on railway suraksha, and he could not complete because he has to plan for Vande Bharat thing. Such thing shows that about the safety features has gone down the line.
Are you saying she's incapable of handling those portfolios?
That is the incompetence of Modi government. It's a plain and simple. Only ऊपर में सब कुछ है ठीक ठाक, नीचे में पूरा अंधकार. ये है मोदी गवर्नमेंट. And this accident has adequately opened up the whole thing.
ठीक है, ये सुन लीजिए. नीति जैन, why don't we have full-time railway minister according to TMC and Congress?
You know, Maria, I think I'm a little ashamed with the kind of theories that these people are coming out with and the kind of questions that they're asking at this point. It was a very unfortunate accident that has happened. All steps that need to be taken are being taken. Whatever needs to be done will be done. But today, sitting here, we are talking about, okay, full-time, I don't, how many portfolios does Mamata Banerjee hold? Or in Congress, how many portfolios does
What type of answer this is? What type of answer this is? Prime Minister has portfolios,
Prime Minister has. Are you saying Mamata Banerjee is incapable of handling all the portfolios that she is handling right now? Why can't you just wait? And today you are saying
no. You are shifting the goalpost. This is not the. This is not. It's a wrong answer.
You are simply raising
it's a very foolish, illogical, wrong answer. Wrong answer.
Opposition right now.
Prime Minister holding several portfolios.
Accident, and I think that is what best for the opposition right now.
What
the railway minister, I will tell you what the railway
me.
minister has done, sir. When Mamata Banerjee was the railway minister, there were multiple accidents that had happened and she did not resign. But let me tell you.
That is why you said that Modi government is as good as UPA government. You want to mean that you are agreeing that today's government is as bad as those government. So don't say then India is better now. Don't say that.
If you don't want to listen to logic, if you don't want to listen to
India
logic,
has come forward. Modi has taken railway on the next generation. Then don't say that if you compare with other railway.
So that is what we have done. At
You
least
are
you are accepting
illogical.
that the Modi government has developed the railways. We have renewed 37,159 kilometers of track.
You tell me what development?
Just because you have a loud voice doesn't mean you are right.
About comparison, you are comparing Modi performance with Mamata Banerjee, Nitish Kumar, saying what time may be
Are you saying that performance was that bad? Are you accepting the performance was that bad? I agree with you. But let me tell you what we have done.
तब घंटा improvement हुआ. आप बोलिए improvement
I am not going to indulge in that.
Mr. Majumdar, you may disagree, but the fact is that even in this tragedy, the response time has been extremely swift. The movement of medical emergency van has been extremely fast. As someone who has covered the railways ministry for almost a decade, I can say that safely. There is a clear shift in... No, sir. Mr. Majumdar, Mr. Majumdar, you cannot make these arguments. Mr. Roy, come in on this. If the interlocking system, Mr. Roy, now please on the screen. Mr. Roy, if the interlocking system is automated, could it have broken down due to poor maintenance? Could the system have glitched due to poor maintenance? Because A similar accident was averted in February.
The February incident, what I read from the letter written by the PCOM, there was a standing train at the station, leaving the station. So the speed then is very, very low. So the driver was able to see that the point is set for the wrong line. So he stopped the train and alerted everyone, and things got rectified. Here, this driver of Coromandel Express was running a train which was not required to stop at that station. He would, I presume, have got the signal green. Otherwise, his own life goes at stake. I believe he's in the hospital somewhere suffering a lot of injuries and all. So he would not do anything deliberately, knowing fully well that if he goes on a wrong signal, wrong track, then his own life is going to be in danger.
That's right.
So in all my life in railways, I have always taken it that driver will almost never compromise on any safety, because he will be the first one, along with his colleague assistant, to be in mortal danger if anything went wrong.
Okay.
So the driver would have moved only on getting a green signal, entitling him to move through the straight line, straight onto the next station, not this, but even the next station.
Okay.
So from the driver's side, I'm not able to see much issue there. Trains have been moving on that section the whole day. This accident happened in the evening. Previous day also, so the operation is going on. Suddenly, something will happen, and that will make such a big catastrophe at the station. For that, I think it would be prudent for all of us to wait for the inquiry. I have handled inquiries done by CRS, Commissioner Railway Safety, also as a safety officer myself. So it goes into details very methodically. And the CRS is a railway professional who's gone on to the Commissioner Railway Safety organization under Ministry of Civil Aviation.
Okay. Okay, so Sujata Paul wants to come in. Sujata Paul, yes, go ahead.
Yes.
Go ahead.
You know, the Parliamentary Standing Committee report, it says that there was disregard shown by the Railway Board towards the recommendations of the Commission of Railway Safety. So this means that the government doesn't listen to anybody. And as far as full-time Railway Minister is concerned, for every new train, you have the Prime Minister flagging them off. The Railway Minister has been seen now. People have recognized him as the Railway Minister. Now, coming to the CAG report, which has clarified that the overall allotment of funds for track development has declined or not being used. You should answer that, Ms. Niti Jain, because the mandated, last point, mandated contribution for the Rashtriya Rail Suraksha Kosh was 20,000 crore rupees, out of which the actual contribution, actual spend was 4,225 crores. In a country like ours, you are breaking the trust of most people who travel by trains, and that is why the incompetence should be called out, and the Railway Minister should resign.
Okay. Ma'am, even with all the funds that you were allocating and you are saying that we are not, I think we are doing much better work. Let me at least talk, Miss Paul. If you finish, just at least listen to what I'm saying. What I am saying is that during your time, there was no renewal of tracks that was happening, which we have done. And if we have done it in lesser budget, then that is your problem, because actually paisa to aapke time pe corruption mein ja raha tha. If that is your problem, that is not our problem. We have renewed 37,100. Ma'am, you had much more accidents in your tenure than the 10 years in our tenure. And let me give you the numbers. 1,711 accidents from 2004 till 2014. It's not a justification. The point is that we have worked. We have worked.
You explain to me how is it that the mandated contribution was 20,000 crores and you spent 24,225 crores. You explain to me that the overall allotment of funds which was for track development, why did you allow it to decline? Why was it not used? Explain to us.
You call us PR, and Rahul Gandhi will go and get his PR abroad.
Stop talking about Rahul Gandhi. Rahul Gandhi is not talking about this here right now. You and I are talking. So tell me, out of the 3.12 lakh vacant positions, how many real have been appointed? No, you have no answers. Because you will only take the
name of Rahul Gandhi. I'm trying to answer to you, madam. the amount of work that has been done in railways in the last 10 years.
Sujata, you have asked a question. Sujata, you asked a question. Let her respond. Go ahead, Niti.
All I'm saying, Maria, is that in the last 10 years, the government has come out with a lot more that needed to be done. We have come out with the safe coaches. We are working towards the Kavach, which will take care of the collision, but that is in progress. All of those works are being done. A lot more track renewal is being done. The manned barriers or the bridges have been removed, have been eliminated. The under bridges and the over bridges, all of those work is being done.
JP Majumdar, since your party chief was also the railways minister, the BJP is reminding you of her track record.
I want to ask a simple question to Niti. One line question.
Go ahead.
Can I?
Yes, please. Go ahead. Mr. Majumdar, go ahead. Puchiye.
I want to ask a question to Niti that can she justify that not having 3 lakh vacancies, having 3 lakh valid vacancies in railway and still they are running Indian Railway? Is there any justification for that?
Okay. Niti?
They have rail Agniveers.
Again, Maria,
Niti,
the point
Niti,
is
yes,
that these people are again bringing up similar questions. They're trying to politicize a very...
Yes.
Oh, you are cutting
No
down
matter
the
how many
employment,
questions you raise, an
not
accident,
giving
no
them
matter if you
adequate
ask for a resignation
employees.
or anything else, we don't even know if this was a man-made problem. We need to wait for a committee
You
report
answer
that
my
would come
question,
out. Just
Lily.
stop
Or say,
politicizing
I
the entire
cannot
matter.
answer.
Stop being shameless about it. That is all I'm saying.
Don't shoot.
Entire
Answer my
opposition,
question.
sir, you are even saying
you
let's not bring in the
justify-
CBI. You're saying let's not
Can
even
you- no.
do that probe.
Forget that.
You have a
Can
problem
you
with the
justify-
probe, but you will keep
justify
politicizing a
lack
matter.
of 3
You will
lakh
keep
employees
politicizing
in
a matter.
railway?
It's not...
Can you justify
But I
lack
need to
of 3
speak, I
lakh
cannot talk over
employees in
two
railway?
people.
Can you justify? Just give me one justification, one
Sir,
logical
can you
justification.
justify politicizing this unfortunate accident? Do you even know this was a man-made problem? Do you even know this was a...
Explain that. 2.6 lakh people have died in rail accidents in the last 10 years. 9 years.
Madam, are you saying accidents can be completely stopped? Are you saying that accidents can completely be stopped no matter what action you take?
No. The question is, you cannot stop accidents, but can you ensure accountability is fixed in these accidents?
Accountability is, the PM has said, once we know who is at
All
fault.
right.
The
Thank you so much,
strictest
Niti Jain,
actions will
Sujata
be
Paul,
taken.
JP Majumdar and Mr. Roy. As questions are being raised over what went wrong in Balasore, my colleague Kamalika Sengupta gets us these ground reports. Please take a look.
The Commissioner of Railway Safety is doing their investigation. Yesterday they have interrogated a couple of people. They are doing their investigation in their own way. But what the CBI has to do, if you see the GRP FIR, in that FIR it's clearly written that it's negligence. Because the sections which has been given, 378 and 34, all those sections clearly means negligence. But the FIR has been done against unknown. So here where the question rises that was there any human intervention from this relay room, because this automatic logic system, software automatic logic system is already processed here and this room is not open. Now if you see that what happened that night, that evening, if somebody wants to know that, we came here, we were trying to find out that if there is any CCTV somewhere, but we did not see any CCTV. So even if somebody would have been gone here, we'll just check it on live that whether there is any CCTV which can really show us, which can show that what happened that day. You will not find any CCTV. At least, apparently physically it does not seem that there is any CCTV here. कोई रेल गेट के ऊपर कोई काम चल रहा था?
हाँ, रेल गेट के ऊपर काम चल रहा था।
मतलब क्या कुछ समझ में आ रहा था? कितने दिन
काम मतलब काम तो बहुत दिन से का चल रहा था। जो लेवल क्रॉसिंग है वो लेवल क्रॉसिंग का काम चल रहा था और जो गेट का बिल्डिंग है वो बिल्डिंग दूसरे साइड से इस साइड से आ रहा था, तो नया बिल्डिंग हो रहा था इस लेफ्ट साइड में। तो बहुत लोग काम कर रहे थे, हर टाइम काम चलता है, रात में भी काम चलता है इधर।
कितना दिन से ये
लेवल क्रॉसिंग का काम लेवल क्रॉसिंग का काम 2-2.5 महीना हो गया चल रहा है।
अच्छा, ये
नया लाइन एक एक्सप्लांट हो रहा है ना, इसलिए।
Right now we are standing in Bahanagar Bazaar, a little ahead of the Bahanagar Bazaar station where the incident took place, and there where you can see the white tempo, there was the rail gate. Now another theory which is coming up is, was there any signaling work going on in this rail gate? Was there any boom replacement going on there? So if there is a boom replacement or if there is a signaling work going there by the signal and the telecommunication department, then it is possible that there might be some change in that relay room software logic code. Now, was it happening manually without following the rule book? Was the station master aware of that, or he was not? Whether something like that was taking place or not, that is also a part of the investigation of the CRS. Because only if the work is going on here, as we can see now, there is no rail gate because of the accident. If there is a work going on, was some changes were made suddenly, then was it to avoid any emergency, something which was done not following the rule book, but to manage an emergency? Was it a human error, or somebody did it with a malignant intention? The railway, the Commissioner of Railway Safety is doing their investigation. Yesterday they have interrogated a couple of people. They are doing their investigation in their own way. But what the CBI has to do, if you see the GRP FIR, in that FIR it's clearly written that it's negligence because the sections which has been given, 378,